The sun is out on a gorgeous March evening in northern Nevada, a perfect setting for some soccer in downtown Reno. Tonight at Greater Nevada Field, it's Reno 1868 and Oklahoma City Energy in a USL Championship showdown. And hi everybody, welcome inside the broadcast booth alongside Colin Tabor. I'm Alex Margulies. Today, Colin, it's the Battle of the Browns. It'll be Brian Brown for Reno 1868 against Deshaun Brown of Oklahoma City, and these two have been outstanding this season. Let's start with Deshaun, a guy that really was a big splash for the Energy coming over in the offseason.
Yeah, Deshaun Brown, a huge signing for Oklahoma City Energy. Jamaican striker with 14 appearances for the Jamaican national team. Expect for him to be a big physical presence, try to get behind the Reno defense and get a goal.
Deshaun Brown, one of 5 players on this OKC team with MLS experience, a veteran group that will take on Reno 1868. On the other side of the pitch, Brian Brown, fresh off an appearance with the Jamaican national team. He has been stellar this year for Ian Russell, the all-time leading scorer in Reno 1868 history with 23 goals.
Yeah, Jamaican national team call-up for Brian Brown was such a huge honor for him. He's been fantastic the start of this season. I mean, such a key player for Ian Russell's side. Be interesting to see these two players battle each other.
Should be a good one here tonight. A rematch of the 2017 first-round playoff round here at Greater Nevada Field. A game which saw Reno take an exit. I don't think the fans have forgotten that. Should be a lot of fun here as Reno takes on OKC. We'll have the starting lineups and kickoff just around the corner. All right, welcome back inside Greater Nevada Field. Moments away from kickoff. Alex Margulies and Colin Tabor. And Colin, let's dive into the starting lineups for OKC, coming in 2 wins and a loss so far this season. Well, we were expecting to see Brown, and evidently he is not going to be in the lineup here today, and replacing him at the top, Christian Isley, a guy that had a lot of experience last year with Sacramento.
Yeah, Christian Isley will step in for Deshaun Brown. Look out also for Cordell Cato, a guy that Ian Russell will be really familiar with his time with San Jose Earthquakes. And Rafael Garcia, a huge veteran MLS in the midfield.
Michael Williams in the back line, 38 career MLS appearances. One of, again, 5 guys on this starting lineup that have played in the MLS. This OKC Energy team led by Steve Cook in his 2nd season. For Reno 1868 and Ian Russell, unbeaten on the season. In fact, they have not lost in 11 consecutive USL regular season matches going back to last season. At the top, Brian Brown, joined by Gilbert Fuentes, the 17-year-old from Tracy, California, considered one of the top rising stars in the San Jose Earthquakes organization. He'll get his second start of the season.
Yeah, really interesting to see Gilbert Fuentes playing up top. Normally he plays an attacking midfielder, and he'll try to float around Brian Brown, look for layoffs for him to be able to run off of the Jamaican striker.
Lindo Mafeka, happy birthday to the Durban, South African native, as he will try and cap off his birthday with some action here tonight. Mafeka will play at the top of Ian Russell's diamond formation. Will Seymour will be the holding midfielder, and Haji, coming in from San Jose, will make his first appearance with Reno 1868. He was the second overall pick in this year's MLS Super Draft.
Yeah, Siad Haji, Ian Russell's going to look for something out of him, look to try to make an impact. I mean, coming in with the Super Draft with so much promise, number 2 overall, he's going to want to get off the ground running, especially if Almeida with San Jose Earthquakes is watching.
A familiar face in goal, Matt Bersano will man the net for Reno 1868. 15 clean sheets in 38 starts with the club. Impressive work for Bersano. 39% of his starts, Colin, he has had a clean sheet. And we'll see if Bersano can do that against an OKC team that has scored 6 goals in their first 3 matches. And with that, we are underway here tonight in downtown Reno. A gorgeous, sunny March evening. Early chance here for Gilbert Fuentes. Gets cut off in the box by Atiba Harris, as we'll take a look at OKC's goalkeeper, Cody Lorendi. Name that should be familiar to Reno 1868 fans. Lorendi has been a mainstay with OKC. An unfortunate sight for him 2 years ago, as he suffered a season-ending injury against Reno in September. I know a lot of fans were very supportive of him and wishing him well, and he has been able to come back into form. He's one of the top keepers in the USL. Yeah,
Cody Lorendi is a fantastic keeper. Unfortunately for OKC, he missed their game last week because of duty with the Puerto Rico national team. OKC faltered a little bit after a strong start to the season against Sacramento Republic, losing 4-1 in Sacramento. So they're going to want to respond positively to that.
Reno coming off of a 1-1 draw last week in Fresno. In their last match at home a couple weeks ago against Austin, against the Bold, one of the newest members of the USL Championship. Reno got their only victory of the season, a 2-1 win for Reno. Brian Brown scoring both of their goals. And Brown back after a short stint with the Jamaican national team. Duke Lacroix on the throw-in, gets it to Seth Kasimpli. Swing it around as Zach Carroll gets it over to Brent Richards.
Right away, we see OKC pressing with numbers when the ball goes wide. They're looking to trap the likes of Brent Richards and Duke Lacroix isolated, and put numbers behind the ball to be able to win it on one side of the field and look to counterattack.
Carroll once again finding Richards as that one is knocked away. Brent Richards making his 63rd career start in a Reno uniform. That is the most in franchise history. Brian Brown is knocked down. No whistle there, though. Play continues as Oklahoma City tries to get it back towards midfield. A bad takeaway there, though. Here's Brown. And a clearance from OKC as Williams able to get rid of the ball.
Yeah, and it's really well read by Michael Williams there. Someone who I was expecting to play as the right back, but it looks like Ibeaga will be playing the right back role. Michael Williams will play as the center back alongside Atiba Harris.
Here's Fuentes, the 17-year-old from Tracy, California. Second youngest player in MLS history to sign a contract. Made his MLS debut last year as a 16-year-old against Colorado. Only played 1 minute in that match, but a player that has a lot of promise in front of him. Here's Haji. Move it around back to Richards. Over to Lindo Mafeka. Mafeka trying to sneak it in there to Brown, gets knocked away. Lindo, left-footed strike, and it's swatted away by Lorendi. Lindo Mafeka taking a crack at it. and put a real strong left-footed pop into that one.
Yeah, and it was all Will Seymour finding Lindo Mafeka between the lines. Open his hips like he's going to switch the field before finding Lindo Mafeka with space, and Mafeka strikes that very well and forces a great save out of Cody Lorendi.
Seth Kasipli from the corner. Richards tries to head it to the box, and OKC with a clearance. It'll be Duke Lacroix going all the way back in front of goal to retrieve. 4 minutes down here in downtown Reno as these two teams face off in the 4th match of the season. Oh, we were looking forward to seeing the Brown on Brown showdown with Brian Brown and Deshaun Brown. Certainly changes the offensive firepower when it comes to OKC. And we'll see how that impacts the way that they try and push the ball here today.
And I still think OKC, even without Deshaun Brown, has so much offensive firepower. And guys like Cordell Cato, guys like Gordon, guys like Isel, really talented players that they could go through. Another player I was kind of surprised not to see in the starting lineup was Bossetti.
Yeah, Alexis Bossetti, the 25-year-old from France, a big signing for OKC. They really overhauled their roster in the offseason after a rough year last year. Bossetti is on the bench here today. We'll see if he comes into the action at all.
Yeah, and Steve Cook really made a statement in this offseason of what he sees this OKC team as. I mean, really looking as the main contenders in the West, on paper at least, and 2 great wins before the loss against Sacramento Republic.
Again, talking about a roster that is 5 players, 6 if you include Brown, that have MLS experience, and then more international high-level experience on top of that. Bossetti playing for many seasons at the top division in France, playing for Nice. Takeaway from Rafael Garcia as Kasipli knocks it away with his head. Swing it around to Williams. Another Jamaican national, Michael Williams, 27-year-old. Here's Garcia. Longtime member of the Galaxy organization, both at the MLS level and in the USL.
Something I like about this OKC Energy team, they're dangerous on the counter, but they can also slow the play down, look to move it side to side, and look for those little gaps and choose the right times to attack. Steve Cook's really made them a strong possession-oriented team. Something we didn't see a lot of under Jimmy Nielsen. Obviously, Jimmy Nielsen was pretty effective with OKC Energy, but it was a lot of sitting back and countering.
Here comes Cato. Gets past Seymour. Seymour able to get back in front of him and pulls it away from his feet. Nice play there by Will Seymour as Reno's defensive holding mid here today. Makes his second start.
Really well read by Seymour. I mean, Cato looked like he was on a dangerous run, but Seymour was able to intervene nicely.
Community expertise and the medicine of movement. That's what Reno Orthopedic Clinic is all about, and it's why Rock is proud to be the official jersey sponsor of your Reno 1868 FC. New jerseys unveiled just before the season. You can see the Blues unveiled in this match here today. The road is a white jersey with black numerals. Reno Orthopedic Clinic also very instrumental in helping this team get a new clubhouse for the soccer team specifically, and it has turned into a really nice home for them.
Yeah, it's great to have a permanent facility. I mean, so long sharing locker rooms with the Reno Aces, having their own home really does make Greater Nevada Field feel more like a home to them.
Of course, a two-sport facility here in Reno, and baseball season will be getting underway here very soon. In fact, the Reno Aces, who call this stadium home, will play on Tuesday against the University of Nevada in a friendly scrimmage. Haji able to break through the defense. Mafeka gives it right back to him. Some contact there. Here's Brian Brown. Haji slipped and fell just outside the box in Oklahoma City, trying to spring a counter there, but it goes all the way back to Thomas Janjigian.
Yeah, really impressive from Haji until the slip. Turned Callum Ross really well. Ran at the OKC defense. That's what you want to see from Siad Haji. You want to see him get the ball and go on people, take people on. He did that really well before trying to release Lindo Mafeka.
Select is the official ball supplier of the USL Championship in many of the finest leagues around the world. Since 1947, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit selectsportamerica.com. About 10.5 minutes across here in this first half of play. No score between Reno and OKC. Garcia trying to make a burst there for the ball.
Garcia is so great at just breaking up play. He really is just a bulldog in the middle of the field, running at everything, making things difficult, not giving midfielders time. Did really well to win the ball from Seth Kasipli there.
Over to Kyle Highlands. Off the head of Carroll, and a whistle comes. And it looks like it'll be Reno's possession with Richards for the throw-in. Another good break up there by OKC in the midfield. Cordell Cato. Here's Haji. Seymour surveys the field. He'll go to the top for Lacroix. Simply trying to get back on defense after the giveaway. Janjigian that time with the interception for Reno.
And I think the concern for Reno right now is when they win the ball back, we saw Haji look up looking for running behind. But Lindo Mafeka, Brian Brown, and Gilbert Fuentes are all people who like to receive to their feet. So the question mark is with all three on the field is who's going to run in behind, who's going to stretch this OKC defense, who's going to try to get the ball in transition.
So often, Colin, we see teams come into Greater Nevada Field and be happy to just sit back and defend. Not seeing that right now necessarily from OKC.
No, this is a strong team that wants to walk away here with 3 points, especially wanting to make a statement after such a disappointing loss against Sacramento Republic. This is a dangerous team with a lot of pieces, a lot of guys who can make something happen.
Here's Cato. And once again, it's Seymour who breaks it up. Haji able to get it away, finds Brian Brown. OKC really has done a good job at not letting Reno flip the field quickly. Able to get back on defense, and in a lot of matches you see Reno really living in an opponent's half. That has not happened here in this opening 14 minutes.
No, they're making things difficult. They're making it difficult for Reno to be able to play out of pressure, especially when the ball goes wide. You can see that that's the cue to press. The moment the ball goes wide, OKC has 3-4 players around it doing a really good job of preventing the switch from happening.
Fans, you can follow Reno 1868 FC and the rest of the USL Championship all season on ESPN Plus, home of the USL, MLS, UFC, and more. Join the over 2 million sports fans who have already discovered ESPN Plus and watch the championship live every week. Sign up today at espnplus.com. Alongside Colin Tabor, Alex Margulies here tonight in downtown Reno. Thank you so much for tuning in, whether it's on ESPN Plus or Nevada Sportsnet locally in northern Nevada. We'll have every single home broadcast once again on both of those platforms this season. Special thanks to Sean Steinwell for filling in the last home game as he was able to take over the play-by-play duties for that win against Austin.
And took charge of color against
real
Orange
versatile,
County,
real versatile player, huh?
Jack of all trades, that Sean Steinwell.
Here's Marco Bustos. He was in the lineup as opposed to Alexi Bosetti. We were thinking it was going to be Bosetti kind of leading that midfield for the Energy, but instead it's Bustos. Gets into the box and it's swatted away by Matt Bersano, who had some pressure around him.
Yeah, and a really dangerous ball in from Bustos there. A lot of numbers in that box for OKC. And now they'll have another chance at it from the corner kick.
Cordell Cato. Brian Brown gets in front of Isley. Isley gets knocked over.
And it's Brian Brown showing his strength right there, protecting the ball, sending Isley over the advertising boards.
Can't knock down the NSN sign. What's going on here? I'll have to send Julian Delgado over there to pick it up. Got to straighten out the sign there, Julian. We'll hear from him at halftime. We'll have our interview with head coach Ian Russell. It'll be Duke Lacroix on the throw-in. Duke starting in his third game this year. Jan Jigian will just watch that one go out. And Bersano gets a goal kick.
Yeah, I think Reno were missing Duke Lacroix last weekend against Fresno, but Duke Lacroix getting the call up with San Jose Earthquakes for their friendly against Rayados. Big honor for Duke Lacroix, who's really made this left back spot his own and really become such a key part of this Reno 1868 team.
And Reno had some reshuffling last week with the absence of Brian Brown, and they had Sam Gleedle make his first start in the left back spot. That was the only game that we did not see Lacroix play in this year. All the way back to Cody Lorendi, 30-year-old from Florida. Played in the USL since 2014. He's been with OKC since the 2015 season, 2016, excuse me. Prior to that, he was with the LA Galaxy too, as well as Austin under their first original USL franchise. shut its doors in 2015, and then a new Austin Bold team debuting this year. Saw them a couple weeks ago. Omar Gordon keeps it in for OKC. There's Gordon in the box. Gordon centers and cut off by Richards.
One really well read by Richards. That was a dangerous ball to Isel there. Gordon in a dangerous mazy run, trying to find a striker, but Brent Richards crucially intervenes.
Just about 20 minutes across and still nothing to show from either side. A lot of this match has been spent in the midfield. Haji knocked down there, and Reno will have a chance to move some bodies forward. Carroll once again rocking the captain's armband for Ian Russell. He's appeared in all 4 games this year. Started 28 last year after coming over from Orlando City B the season prior. Haji keeps it for Reno. Richards trying to sneak it in there for Fuentes, and it was cleared. Back to Seymour, who's knocked down, and a whistle will come there as Seymour is bowled over.
And some good combinations between Haji and Lindo Mafeka early on in this first half, finding each other really well, linking up, passing and moving quickly.
Carroll puts it back in play. Looking to get it in there for Brown, who was trying to hold up, was knocked down. No whistle the first time, and they will blow a whistle that time, as Brown is taken down a second time, that time by Callum Ross. And should be a good spot here for Reno in the 22nd minute.
Yeah, Brian Brown gets back up after initially getting knocked down. Just looks like he gets a stud into the heel there. And this will be a good opportunity for either Mafeka or Seth Kasipley to try to test Cody Lorendi. We've already seen Lorendi pull off a spectacular save off Lindo Mafeka early on in this game.
That was definitely the most dangerous shot on goal yet in this match. Came very early as Lorendi diving up into his right to swat away a fantastic strike from Mafeka. On his 25th birthday. A little high there from Lindo. 3rd season with the team, Lindo Mafeka, the Durban, South African native. Burst onto the team in 2017 with 6 goals. He had 4 during last season's campaign. And was able to tally a goal in Reno's first match of the season back on March 9th against Orange County.
Yeah, not just his goals, but he really is just the orchestrator of this Reno 1868 side. One where all the attacks go through, just finding him between the lines. He's often able to use his balance to be able to turn defenders and make something positive happen with the ball.
Duke Lacroix came streaking up from his left back spot as Kasipley was trying to set him up there. Trying to get it away from Gordon, who knocks it out. Now it's Lacroix with the throw-in coming. Over to Fuentes, the 17-year-olds. Good pass there to get it past the defender. They'll find Haji. Haji centers. Knocked away just in front of Lorendi. Good ball there, though, from Haji as he was trying to find Brian Brown.
And really well done from Haji. Running at Kyle Highland, putting him on his heels, and then speeding past him before a great ball into Brian Brown. Haji's looked dangerous in this first half. This is what I'm sure exactly what Ian Russell would have liked to have seen from him, especially after really a disappointing performance against Austin Bold.
Here's Fuentes. Back to Siad Haji. Quite the story for Haji, the 19-year-old. He was the second overall pick, mentioned that earlier. Born in Somalia, grew up in a Kenya refugee camp before his family was able to move to the United States, where they would settle in Manchester, New Hampshire. And he has gone from a refugee in Africa to the second overall pick in this year's draft by San Jose, and a guy that the Earthquakes think has a very bright future. Young star, 19 years old, coming out of Virginia Commonwealth, played there in college before being drafted.
Yeah, you love hearing stories like that. Haji really making the most of his opportunities.
Omar Gordon electing to send it back over to Cody Larendi. A little more than halfway through this first half. And it looks like order has been restored on the Nevada Sportsnet sign.
That was a close one.
Good job by the field staff. I don't think Julian helped out at all, though.
I doubt it. I really do.
He's a little busy. Good takeaway there from Kasipli. Mafeka trying to lead one in there for Brown, and Brown pulled it just wide of the net. Good chance there, and movement by Reno as Brian Brown got a good look at goal.
And there's Lindo Mafeka orchestrating things in the attack. Inch perfect through ball onto Brian Brown's run, but Brian Brown just scuffs the shot. Great run from the Jamaican, though. You imagine he gets one more of those, it's in the back of the net.
Highland gets it into the box. Chance here for OKC, and Bersano makes a diving stop on an attempt there from Bustos.
Yeah, Bustos just finds a little bit of space, tries to hit a quick snapshot. Off balance, though, not enough to beat Matt Bersano.
Ibiaga trying to go forward and misses his man as it goes all the way back to Bersano. Another chance here for OKC. Janjigi in there to clear.
Yeah, not just clearing, but finding Siad Haji with space. Great ball from Janjigian.
Haji looking for Brown again, and Williams, the fellow Jamaican of Brown, able to clear it away from his countrymate. Williams, despite being from Jamaica, does not play for that national team. He has actually recorded 20 caps with Trinidad and Tobago. Mafeka plays it short. Finds Seth Kasipli. Cleared by Williams.
Really well done by Gilbert Fuentes. Pressing Omar Gordon and winning the ball back.
And a good pass there to find Brown. He's got Haji on his right. Brown, right foot, and it's in! Brian Brown! Reno's on the board. Goal number 4 for Brian Brown, and it's 1-0. Reno 1868.
OKC Energy were certainly not expecting that shot. Backing off, thinking Brian Brown was going to try to play it through to either Gilbert Fuentes or Siad Haji. Brown just goes from distance with his weaker right foot. It sneaks through Williams' legs, and Cody Lorendi knows nothing about it. Make it 1-0 for Reno here at Greater Nevada Field.
Brian Brown playing in his 60th career game with Reno 1868 and continues as the all-time leading scorer, his 24th goal in team history.
And this is a guy who just can't stop scoring. Away last weekend for the Jamaican national team, missed the game against Fresno, but picks up right where he left off with the goal here in the 29th minute.
What a great sequence there, though, started by the 17-year-old Fuentes, and you really applauded the way that he was able to get that ball taken away in the midfield.
Yeah, he did really well eliminating Gordon's options and then being able to sneak a ball to Brian Brown. Great pressing from him.
Well, Fuentes getting a chance to start just his second game in USL action and coming up big here in this first half. A 1-0 Reno lead after a 29th minute goal by Brian Brown.
Yeah, and there'll be some question marks over the defense. Really no one picking up Brian Brown at all, just letting him run and run with it. I don't think anyone was expecting him to have a shot with his right foot there. And really a little bit fortuitous to go through Williams' legs, but great finish nonetheless. He knew exactly what he was doing, putting it into the far post while Lorendi was wrong-footed.
Well, I think that was a great example of Reno's offensive attack, where if they can get a well-timed takeaway in the midfields, how quickly they can send a wave forward. And you mentioned it. Brown had options. He could have gone to Haji. He could have gone to his left, and eventually took the shot himself. As we see, Brown here is down on the grass and being attended to by Steve Patera.
Yeah, but that just shows how dangerous Reno is in transition. So many options running into the box. So many runners to worry about that. The defenders don't pick up the guy who's actually on the ball, and Brian Brown punishes them.
Brian Brown in obvious pain here, hunching over as he will slowly walk towards the sideline with Patera. Coors Light knows cold. That's why they cold lager for a smoother, crisper taste. Cold filter for brightness and clarity, and cold package for peak refreshment. So when you want to refresh with a crisper taste, just grab a Coors Light and look for the mountain on the can. If the mountain's blue, it's perfectly cold and ready to enjoy. Coors Light, as cold as the Rockies, available down the street. 1-0 Reno, 33rd minute here in the 4th match of the season. Reno unbeaten so far this year, a win and 2 draws. OKC winning their first 2 matches before taking a tough defeat last weekend against Sacramento. A 4-0 final score there as the Republic had a big statement victory. And worth noting that they did not have their starting goalkeeper Lorendi, but still that was not a good performance for Steve Cook's club last week, and this is not how he wanted to see the first half go here in Reno.
Yeah, and Sacramento is such a tough place to go. Sac Republic is another team that would really be looking to compete for the Western Conference. But yeah, disappointing defeat for OKC there.
Here's Highlands. Gordon, headed wide.
And really well done by Highland, cutting back onto his right foot before floating one into the far post for Gordon. Gordon just can't redirect it quite enough to find the target. A good chance from OKC there.
Seth Kasipli able to get around a defender, but gives it away as Bustos is there.
Seymour's done really well today, breaking up play. Looking to make that number 6 spot his own after Seth Kasipli started the season in that role.
And not a role we're used to seeing Seth, usually as an outside midfielder, but moving to that holding mid role this year. Gordon trying to start something here for OKC. We'll slow down a bit now as Isley gets it down to Highland. Highland, the most experienced player on this team, his 4th season with the Energy, has made now 79 appearances for the club. Playing forward from his left back spot.
Poorly given away there, under no pressure. Reno will be able to step forward and have a throw in deep in OKC territory.
And again, Brown in pain. He's holding his right shoulder. Our head referee, Elijo Ariguin, going over to talk to him. Be a set piece opportunity here for Reno as we approach the 37th minute here in the first half. Kasipli, another mainstay here in downtown Reno, his 62nd career appearance, right up there with his teammate Richards, who has now appeared in 63 games. A core of guys that has really made a big impact. Good ball there from Kasipli as he had a couple players and a good clearance by the Energy.
Yeah, almost find Brent Richards on the near post. But now OKC can transition into their own attack.
Gordon going over the top there. Isley trying to hold it up. And a good combination there, Richards and Haji with the takeaway.
Haji's been so good when he's been able to run at players, take people on. We see it again against Kyle Highland, using his pace to get past Highland again and again.
Takeaway here from Reno.
Yeah, poorly given away by Garcia. Give Reno another chance to transition and attack.
Haji. Nifty moves. Will earn a corner.
And Haji at this point just toying with Kyle Highland. He knows he has the better of him out here. He's going to look to take him on again and again.
It'll be Lindo Mafeka for the corner kick here. Gordon heads it away. Seymour winding up, and he will blast that one back into the bullpen area.
When it looks like it took a deflection, I thought Seymour just blasted that over, but referee points for another corner kick.
Another look here at that ball from Mafeka. It was Omar Gordon on the clearance. And cleared again by OKC. Energy been trying to put together counterattacks. Looking to knife one in there. Janjigian was up to the challenge, and he's able to get it out of play. Highlands. Nice job there by Bersano, leaping up and beating the attacker to the ball. Bersano holding a clean sheet here in the first half. He's got 15 in his career. Looking for his first here in 2019. Had 6 last year in 8 starts. 9 clean sheets back in the inaugural season in 28 games.
Clever touch there from Ibiaga to get past Seth Kasipli.
Mafeka trying to make a move there on Gordon. He's able to keep it away from him.
Yeah, OKC are having trouble penetrating. Reno are doing a good job of pressing, being able to read the ball in through and being able to intervene on it. Really good defensive structure from Reno here.
Well, I think to your point you mentioned earlier, I think Will Seymour has done a fantastic job getting back and intercepting a lot of these balls and making some key defensive stops.
Yeah, and it's such an important role for Ian Russell's side because they send so many numbers forward. Being able to win the ball back high up the field and keep the pressure on, it's something that Will Seymour's done really well today.
Trying to get it in there for Gordon. Not out of trouble yet. Carroll is able to clear it. Highland keeps it in play for OKC.
And a few times now we've seen Cato and Gordon interchange wings. Cato's one who likes to build up down one side to be able to get across him, while Gordon likes to go to that far post. They're looking for Gordon in the far post, either to redirect it or put a header on target himself, as we saw earlier in the half.
Throwing from Ibiaga goes to Cato. Cato gets tied up with Lacroix. And it'll be a goal kick now for Bersano. Now, Reno's had some really good goalkeepers in their 3 seasons. And certainly at the top of that list is Matt Bersano, who has just done a phenomenal job. Anytime his number is called, he has been up to the challenge. And a big reason for this team's success has been his job at goal.
Yeah, such a great goalkeeper. Really just holds this Reno back line together, constantly communicating, constantly organizing his defense. Excellent shot stopper. Very good with his feet as well. Someone that Ian Russell must feel really happy about having. And when it's not Matt Bersano, it's JT Marcinkowski, and you can say the exact same things about him as well.
Yep.
2 fantastic keepers who really just hold this back line together.
Fuentes and Brown pesky there, but OKC able to get it away. Haji's there to take it away from Gordon. Looks like it was last touch there by Mafeka, so a throw in here for the Energy.
And a good touch from Bustos there to find Isley.
OKC wanted a hand there. Didn't get the whistle, though. Dangerous spot. Reno did well to get rid of that one. OKC trying to equalize here before halftime. A minute left of regulation. Reno trying to be careful here with being a little aggressive, instead deciding to just hold possession here. Not a good ball there, though, from Carroll.
And I think OKC are getting frustrated, just forcing the ball. I mean, even after winning it off a poor pass by Carroll, they give it right back away, just looking to go forward. We saw early on them moving the ball side to side, getting a foothold in the game.
Gordon gets in the box, headed away by Richards. Over to Fuentes. We'll see what kind of stoppage time is at. It looks like just a minute. Garcia's broken up. Ross goes to retrieve. Good movement there by OKC, but Carroll's there to break it up. Chance for a counter. Here's Brian Brown.
And Williams is just enough to slow it down.
Brown had 4 defenders to contend with. He teased one up there for Fuentes, who sends it wide.
That ball from Fuentes, though, I felt like that was something Lorendi should have gotten on the end of. And he second guesses himself and starts to back up and gives Brian Brown the time to receive it. Williams does really well, though, to slow down Brian Brown.
Another example, though, how quickly Reno was able to just turn the field there.
Yeah, after a great passing combination on OKC Energy, and Reno's immediately on the other side of the field.
Well, really well played first half for Reno 1868 as they will go into the locker room with a 1-0 advantage on OKC, thanks to a goal in the 29th minute by Brian Brown, his 4th of the year. And we'll see if Reno can come away and keep their unbeaten streak alive. We're going to have Julian Delgadio in a moment. He's wrangling up head coach Ian Russell. But, Colin, just your initial thoughts on the way Reno was able to compete there in that first half.
Yeah, I thought they did really well, holding OKC to very few chances and then transitioning very well through Brian Brown.
1-0 Reno on top of OKC, and Julian Delgadio's got the head man, Ian Russell. Julian, take it away.
Coach, 40 minutes in the books. What'd you learn from your team?
Yeah, I thought it was a good half. Good goal by Brown. Kind of went back and forth. They controlled some tempo of the week. We were fortunate to get the good finish, so looking to add to that in the second half.
How important was it to get Brian Brown back for this match and him just bearing in the back of the net?
Yeah, he's been great. 4 goals already this year. In my opinion, one of the best strikers in the league by a mile. So good to have him back.
What's going to be your biggest message to the team at half?
Just we got to lift it. We got to get more goals and defend well.
Well, best of luck. Thanks. Back up to you guys.
All right, Julian Delgadio, double duty there. He's got the camera in one hand. He's got the mic in the other. Thank you very much for your assistance there. And despite not fixing the sign for us earlier, well done down there by Julian Delgadio. All right, we're going to go into halftime. 1-0 Reno, 1868. We'll come back in a little while, show you some of those first half highlights, and we'll see if Reno can hang on in the final 45 minutes and pick up 3 points here in a Western Conference showdown against OKC. You're watching USL Championship action here on Nevada Sportsnet.
Hey soccer fans, I'm Courtney Hudson with Reno 1868 FC, and this is your look around the league.
As we close out week 4 of the regular season, here's a look at the top 10 teams in the Western Conference. Leading the conference is Tulsa Roughnecks with 10 points, and New Mexico United battling close behind with 9. In yesterday's Western Conference matchup, Tulsa Roughnecks defeated Rio Grande 2-1, and New Mexico United defeated Tacoma Defiance 2-1 as well. We're going to take a look at some of the top storylines of this week. Portland Timbers 2 midfielder Dyron Asprilla has earned USL Championships fans' choice goal of the week for week 3 after his bicycle kick finish secured the team's victory, which is tied on points for the lead in the Western Conference heading into this weekend's action. And after 4 days off, USL Championship League returns with some must-watch action in the Western Conference. Later this evening, Phoenix Rising will look for its first victory against Colorado Switchbacks, and Austin Bold FC will take on San Antonio FC, with both teams looking for their first win of the season as well. Reno 1868 FC's very own Brian Brown was voted the USL Championship Player of the Week for Week 2 of the 2019 season. Brown was also called up by the Jamaican national team last week for the second time of his career.
That's your look around the league for this week. Enjoy the second half of the game here at Greater Nevada Field.
Back here inside Greater Nevada Field alongside Colin Tabor, I'm Alex Margulies. Halftime as Reno 1868 is on top 1-0. And Colin, really well played half for Reno 1868. Really thought they kind of controlled the early minutes. There was kind of some jostling between the two teams. Neither really did a great job establishing their presence, but as that half wore on, Reno really started to dictate the pace of that half, didn't they?
Yeah, Reno did really well, just absorbing pressure from OKC and then just looking to counterattack. I mean, I was really impressed with Siad Haji as well, guy who looked to take on Kyle Highland a lot, and I thought Reno really grew as the half went on.
All right, let's take a look at the first half highlights. Reno almost got on the board early in the opening minutes. Celebrating his 25th birthday, Lindo Mafeka nearly connects here, but Cody Lorendi able to swat it away. Then an early stop on the other side for Reno is Matt Bersano with a diving stop to his left. That would keep it scoreless. And then Brian Brown, after a terrific pass from Gilbert Fuentes, kind of surprised the defense, I think, by taking a crack there. And he delivers with his 24th career goal.
Yeah, and he definitely surprised Cody Lorendi there. Lorendi did not see it until it was too late. Yeah, great goal from Brian Brown, making it 4 on the season for him, establishing himself as one of the best strikers in USL, like Ian Russell said.
So, Colin, as we get set for the second 45 minutes of this one, if you're Reno 1868, did a lot of things well in that first half. What do you think they need to do in order to come away with 3 points in this one?
I think they just have to keep restricting OKC to very few chances. They're doing a good job of defending, but they can't let their concentration slip at all, especially because OKC are going to start to send more and more numbers forward.
Well, we've seen at times in this match already, OKC has got the firepower to make some noise, and we've seen a lot of matches over the years where Reno's been in this position and unable to hold, and it turns into a draw. If you're OKC, how do you force the issue, and how do they come away with a draw or maybe even turn the tide here in this second half?
Yeah, they're going to want to send numbers forward, especially trying to find those crosses on the far post to Gordon. I mean, Gordon is a dangerous aerial presence, and finding him in the far post, maybe against Duke Lacroix, who's not as strong in the air as he is at other things, can be important for OKC energy. They're going to want to get back into this game, especially if Reno's going to push for another goal, which Ian Russell talked about, pushing for that second goal, really trying to get this game, trying to run away with it. OKC are going to want to make sure that doesn't happen. I mean, they're definitely still in the game now. They've done well up to this point, with the exception of creating chances. Now they just have to create a couple more, keep the ball, and try to find an answer.
Reno riding an 11-match unbeaten streak going to last year. I'm talking about regular season. Of course, they lost in the postseason. In the last 8 matches of the regular season last year, Reno was 6-0-2. They've started this year with a win and 2 draws. If they can hold 3 points here today, they would vault from a 7th place position in the Western Conference all the way to 3rd, behind 2 teams in Tulsa and New Mexico that have played 1 more match than them. That would certainly put this team in really good position, especially considering the difference between the last 2 years. Reno got off to incredibly slow starts in their first 2 seasons. They were 0-3-2 in 2017 before rallying and finishing in 3rd place. And then last year they started 0-3 at home alone before getting things going. Getting off to this early hot start really could bode well for this team as they could finish as they try and get back into that top 4 position this year.
Yeah, we've seen Reno do really well in the middle of the season, in the summer months. We've seen them do really well in the fall and the later end of the season. We've never seen them do well in the beginning, so that puts them in a perfect position to really capitalize and make something happen early on.
Get updates and alerts all year long by following your club on ESPN.com. Search for Reno 1868, then click the follow button to keep up with the latest news and scores. Plus, get reminders on Reno 1868's next match. Go to ESPN.com now and click follow for your club.
It looks like Sam Gleedle's entering the field, trying to figure out who came off for Reno here. Well, it looks like Lindo Mafeka actually comes off.
So Gleedle, who we've seen start 2 matches thus far this year, will get into the action here in the second half. You can see him there, number 23, wearing those yellow highlighter cleats.
Yeah, either Mafeka picked something up and was concerned for halftime, or Ian Russell wanted to use Sam Gleedle's energy in midfield, someone who brings a lot of work rate into this side.
Early chance here for OKC. And Bersano up to the challenge as Bustos got wide open in the box, and that was a little too close for comfort there for Reno here this early.
Yeah, Ian Russell will be disappointed with that defense. Bustos had far too much space in the box. His shot wasn't threatening enough to beat Bersano, though. But Bustos does really well there to drift into space and be able to turn to have a shot.
Who's up, who's down, where does your club sit? Find out every Monday in the official USL Championship Power Rankings, only on USLChampionship.com. A win here for Reno would vault them in those power rankings. Gleedle Trying to center it there for Brown as he was unable to get a clean shot off. Another opportunity, though, for Brian Brown in this match, who has had a few.
And actually, it looks like with the substitution, Reno will shift more into a 4-2-3-1 shape with Sam Galito coming on the left and Gilbert Fuentes playing in that number 10 role. So we'll see Seth Kasipley sit next to Will Seymour. I have two holding mids now at this point.
Do you think for Fuentes that kind of suits his game more to be in that 10 spot as opposed to being a forward?
Yeah, I think Fuentes struggles against big defenders, guys like Atiba Harris. He wants to be able to pick up the ball with space to turn. And when he's most dangerous is when he's playing between the lines. So it's tough for him when he's being marked out of the game by some bigger central defenders. Poor from Kyle Highland there.
Early on, though, OKC has been able to penetrate deep into Reno's territory a couple times. And a quick throw in here as they'll get it to Bustos. And again, just not a good job there. And we saw that a few times in the first half. There were a few spots really where OKC had some golden opportunities and just did not take advantage of them.
Yeah, just forcing things a little bit, trying to make something happen, and it's just not coming off for them. Reno are reacting well to the runs, and that's when OKC needs to look at the space that the run was created. So if a run happens, drags defenders with them, what space did that create? That's where Steve Cook's side should be looking.
Another chance here for OKC.
Really awkward ball for Matt Bersano there. Has to tip it out, and OKC will want to take advantage of this corner kick.
It'll be Bustos in the corner, the 22-year-old from Winnipeg. Had some MLS time in 2015 with Vancouver. Came through their organization. Punched away by Bersano. Another dangerous couple of sets there for Matt Bersano, who has been tested early and often here in this second half.
Yeah, a few high looping balls that he has to be able to judge, and he judges them really well all three occasions. Between tipping it over the corner, the punch away, and then catching it.
Reno racing back to get in position. And a no call there.
Yeah, I think this is a tough one, because even if Bustos wasn't getting on the end of that, basically.
Kasipley takes it all the way down, and Seth Kasipley buries it. And Reno strikes again. It's 2-0.
And Reno flipping the field, transitioning so quickly. Seth Kasipley finds space, carries it, no one picks him up, and he just slots it past Cody Lorendi to make it 2-0 here tonight.
How about that? Lacroix to Kasipley, who just marches down the field and then pummels one past Lorendi. The first goal of the season for Kasipley, and the 8th of his 1868 career into his 62nd appearance.
And a great goal from Seth Kasipley. Just so calmly, just the inside of his foot just curls it past Cody Lorendi. No way Lorendi's getting to that. But once again, no one closes down a runner. Everyone backs off looking worried about runs off the ball. No one's concerned about the guy actually on the ball, and Seth Kasipley had plenty of space to run and have a shot.
So the 2-0 lead as opposed to 1-0, how does that change Reno's strategy here in the final 38-ish minutes of this match?
Yeah, they definitely wanted that second goal. They wanted that cushion, especially because they've in the past have conceded goals after being 1-up. So having that second goal will let them be able to breathe a little bit. I think we'll see the same type of similar shape, absorbing pressure and then looking to counter and maybe grabbing a third, but I don't think they're going to keep sending numbers forward.
Well, certainly no lead is comfortable. We saw that in the first match. Reno was up 2-0 on OC, Orange County. And we saw Orange County rally back and fight for a point in the opener this season. Reno certainly in fantastic position after that goal by Seth Kasipli. Nice break up there by Carroll. For injured bones, joints, and muscles, skip the ER and head for ROC Express, the orthopedic urgent care that's faster and more affordable. Details at renoortho.com. 54th minute here in downtown Reno alongside Colin Tabor. I'm Alex Margulies. The week after that in Colorado Springs. 3 of the next 4 will be played away from home. So a chance here to gain some very valuable points here inside Greater Nevada Fields. Contact there as Lacroix knocks over Isley. And they're going to pull out a yellow card.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Just late challenge, breaking a play, a bit of a professional foul. Looks like Gilbert Fuentes will be coming off for Corey Herzog.
So a nice job there by the 17-year-old Fuentes getting the start alongside Brian Brown, and he was instrumental in Reno's first goal. So I think some really quality minutes from one of the youngest players in this league.
Yeah, well done from Gilbert Fuentes. There's some really nice moments from the teenager. Now I imagine Ian Russell will go for more of a flat 4-4-2 shape. Corey Herzog and Brian Brown working off of each other. Herzog adds just that extra pace and work rate. He's someone who will look to get in behind, which is especially useful on the counterattack. Something I did question before was who was going to make the runs in behind when Mafeka, Brown, and Fuentes were all on the field together. So Corey Herzog, someone who can do that.
Here is Herzog. 4 defenders in front of him, though. Herzog, a nice addition in the final weeks before the season started. He was a second-team All-League in both 2016 and 17. Here he is. Finds Gleedle. Gleedle! 3-0 Reno. Sam Gleedle hit his first career goal.
And a great goal from Reno 1868 here. Corey Herzog just picks up Gleedle's run, and Gleedle, calm as you like, slots it past Cody Lorendi's far post. Reno are running away with this one.
Well, what a moment for Sam Gleedle, who spent most of the season last year in training, never saw any time in the USL. And his time spent with the club has been rewarded. He is now appearing in his 3rd match, and Sam Gleedle the native of the UK, the 23-year-old with his first career goal here in the USL Championship.
Yeah, Sam Gleedle has been working hard, worked hard last year in training, now showing what he can do on the field, repaying the faith that Ian Russell has shown in him. And I think it's a testament to Ian Russell's ability to develop players as well.
Honestly, when I see Gleedle out there, I see a lot of comparisons to a guy that he played in college with, and Chris Wehan. They both came out of New Mexico.
Yeah, not just the blonde hair either. Two guys that are willing to do the work, go up and down the field, and can pop in the box for key moments as well.
Reno not letting up one bit. Here's Lacroix serving it into the box. As 1868 is really putting a statement here on Oklahoma City.
Now we'll see the introduction of Bossetti. Straight swap. Coming in for Bustos.
Bossetti, 25-year-old from Nice, France. Third tier last year in Spain, but before that, from 2012 to 2017, playing for Nice in First Division French soccer. Nice hold-up play that time by Herzog, who lets one rip. Pulls it wide, though. Now, I was saying before, and Herzog with an immediate impact. I mean, what a great addition to add a guy with that kind of experience. I mean, you're talking about somebody that scored 27 goals over 2 seasons with Pittsburgh, and again, a second-team all-league selection in back-to-back years.
Yeah, great addition for Ian Russell, replacing Antoine Opino. Antoine Opino, someone who's so key for this Reno side. Herzog, someone who's really similar to him, someone who's willing to do the work, chase down defenders, constantly put people under pressure, and make the kind of selfless runs and selfless plays that Opino did for 2 years in Reno.
Fans follow Reno 1868 and the rest of the USL Championship all season long on ESPN+. Home to the USL, MLS, UFC, and more. Join the over 2 million sports fans who have already discovered ESPN+ and watch the championship live every week. Sign up today at ESPNplus.com. Corner kick here for Seth Kasipli. Kasipli with a goal back in the 51st minute. Leaves it short there and cleared away by the Energy. Back to Duke Lacroix. Trying to slice one in there for Haji.
Yeah, just OKC just missing that final pass. Every time they try something, someone is there to block it, whether it's Zach Harrell or Thomas Janjigian or Will Seymour. Reno have defended really well. Really not a lot of chances, except for a couple half chances from Bustos for OKC to talk about.
Reno with 1 goal in the first half. It was Brian Brown in the 29th minute. Kasipli in the 51st, and then Gleedle in the 56th. Their highest scoring total this year as Kasipli took a shot there, and he goes down to the grass.
Yeah, Garcia immediately acknowledging it, trying to get some sympathy from the referee. The referee still pulls out the yellow card.
So a set piece here for Kisipli. Garcia gets his body in front of it. Now a throw-in coming for Reno. It'll be Richards to go on the ball. Gordon bicycles it out of harm's way. And Lacroix goes back to retrieve.
Well won by Gordon. And another mazy run from Gordon here, but Sam Gleedle recovers well. But better from OKC, a team that's really fallen flat this second half.
Gordon, his first season with OKC, came over after 2 seasons with San Antonio. It was after a long and illustrious career in Jamaica, where he scored 37 goals over 128 matches with Montego Bay. Here's Bosetti. Talked about him entering just a few minutes ago, a header, and it's knocked away by Reno. Brian Brown starts the counterattack.
A poor touch from Sam Gleedle, but that corner kick from Bosetti was really nicely driven in. Atiba Harris just can't redirect it. And Reno were just off on the counterattack.
Good movement here from Reno as Lacroix had it just out of his reach.
Yeah, great passing by Herzog. Final pass to Lacroix just isn't not hitting it with enough pace, but we see just that little go inside before drawing OKC away before trying to go through to Duke Lacroix on the outside.
All the way back to Carroll. Richards. Almost there for Herzog. It was just out of his reach.
Well, it looks like he's just slightly offside as well. We saw Brent Richards hit a fantastic deep cross against Austin Bold for Brian Brown's second goal. Another great cross from further out, trying to find Herzog.
Here's Cato. Trying to find Gordon, and it's headed away by Richards. Back to Williams. That one's plucked away. And cleared by Lacroix. Throw-in will come from Cordell Cato. Played with the Earthquakes from 2013 to 2017, scored 7 goals in 111 appearances. One of 2 players that had time with San Jose that are on this OKC team.
Yeah, a guy Ian Russell's really familiar with, along with guys like Matt Bersano and Linda Mafeka, who did play with Cato at the Earthquakes.
Atiba Harris also some time in San Jose among his 12 years in the MLS ranks.
And such a hugely experienced player at MLS level.
Well, Reno certainly wasn't intimidated by playing an MLS side earlier this year in a friendly against San Jose as they dominated that 90 minutes against their counterparts and a parent club over from the Bay Area.
Yeah, Ian Russell has shown that he's really not afraid of anyone. He sets his team up to play the same way, play positive attacking soccer, and game after game he shows what a capable manager he is.
He has done such a wonderful job here in Reno. Russell, 34 wins, only 14 losses and 21 draws over 2+ seasons. Reno appearing in the playoffs in both of their first 2 years. And you look at what has made Ian Russell so successful here in Reno. The system's great, but the scouting and the development have been unbelievable.
Yeah, Ian Russell knows how to identify a player that he wants, a player that will work in his system. I mean, he's hardly ever signed someone who just did not work out. I mean, we see guys who have been here for 3 seasons now who really understand the way Ian Russell wants to play, and any new addition is something that really fits into what Ian Russell wants. I mean, he's built such an excellent squad with somewhat limited resources. I mean, not spending the kind of money other teams in the USL are spending, like the likes of OKC Energy, for example.
Yeah, I mean, look at OKC, what they did this offseason. I mean, this entire roster basically is new, with the exception of Lorendi and Highlands. And a couple others. Other than that, and this is a completely different team. They went out and spent a ton of money to try and compete this year, and they got off to a great 2-0 start, but things are really faltering. Falling 4-1 last week in Sacramento and really not doing well here today, down 3-0. You look at the 3 seasons that Reno's had here. Is this the deepest team they've had?
I think it could possibly be. Last year's was pretty deep, especially in attacking areas, but I think everyone in this squad really plays a key role. So, I mean, while other squads might have been somewhat deeper, every single player on this team is important. Every single player can make an impact. And being able to call guys like Haji from San Jose Earthquakes and having him step up, I mean, a bit quieter in the second half, but was really excellent in the first.
Well, and sometimes we've seen that over the years, and that's not been a good situation for Reno.
Yeah, we've seen guys who didn't really understand the system, and I mean, it is a difficult system to understand. So being able to step in and do so well is really important for Ian Russell's side.
Well, and I think that match against San Jose was a really good indicator of where this team is at, and you're seeing a lot of continuity because there are a lot of guys that have now played a lot of soccer, a lot of minutes together over now 2 seasons, and for some of these guys playing for 3 years in a row. I mean, there's a core of guys that have done that now for 3 straight seasons. Chance here for OKC, and they get on the scoreboard.
Yeah, and a great finish there from Bossetti, just in the top of the box. Slots it in the far post past Matt Bersano. Quality finish from the Frenchman.
Cordell Cato set it up for Alexi Bossetti, and the 25-year-old has his first goal in his time in U.S. soccer. First season in the USL. And he's able to get on the board here in the 72nd minute, and it is now 3-1.
And it'll be encouraging for Steve Cook's side, showing that this game isn't over yet. They're gonna start to get some belief back now that the lead is just 2. Feel that they can get something out of this game.
And it looks like OKC with another substitution. Mike DeFont, who they signed just a few days ago, has checked in. That was after losing one of their defensive backs for the season. Brown trying to get one in there for Kasipli. Couldn't quite time it up. Here's Cato again.
And Cato once again looking for that just chipped ball into the far post, trying to find Gordon.
Well, Cato has really been a spark plug here in this second half for the Energy. Member of the Trinidad and Tobago national team. Mentioned his MLS time with the Quakes. He has also played in a handful of games with Seattle. Herzog shoved from behind, and there's a whistle. Garcia, the aggressor there, and Garcia is not happy about it.
Yeah, and I think Garcia did get ball, but just got a bit of Herzog at the same time.
Bad giveaway there from Reno. Here's Gordon. OKC's got some numbers, but Gordon wastes a golden opportunity. He had Bosetti and Cato, and his crossing pass is too strong.
Yeah, poor from Gordon there. Great opportunity. Numbers up on the counterattack after Reno gave away a really routine pass. Gordon does not make the most of it, though.
Lidl able to keep possession for Reno.
Great passing from Reno there.
Herzog is offsides. Over to Carroll. Carroll directing traffic. Here's Duke Lacroix. He's got Gleedle and Herzog. Gleedle wanted to be careful there, deciding to hold possession instead of trying to force the issue. And I think that's some responsible play, not wanting to get too far ahead of himself and then give up an easy counterattack for OKC, instead realizing, okay, we've got a 2-goal lead. Probably not the smartest decision. I think that was the wise choice to do that.
Yeah, definitely, and it looks like Reno were able to counter once again, but Herzog's flick-on header found just offside Brian Brown. But yeah, we're seeing a mature second half performance from Reno 1868. Not quite just sitting back behind the ball, still pressing, still trying to make something happen, still playing the game, but making the right decisions when in a tricky situation.
Get updates and alerts all year long by following your club on ESPN.com. Search for Reno 1868 FC and then click the follow button to keep up with the latest news and scores. Get reminders on Reno 1868's next match. Go to ESPN.com now and click follow for your club. Next home match will be on April 20th as Reno will play New Mexico, as Chris Wehan will make his return to Greater Nevada Field with the New Mexico United. They've gotten off to a strong start in their inaugural season, playing down in Albuquerque. Mexico, 9 points on the year. They picked up a win. They are now 2 wins and 3 draws on the season.
Great flick on header, and Corey Herzog's through.
Lorendi able to get his feet on it as Herzog nearly gets his first goal in a Reno uniform.
And great job running off of Brian Brown. The two of them are starting to build a connection. The ball goes up to one, into the air for one. The other one's running off of it, knowing that the header is on. But Cody Lorendi pulls off a fantastic save. Prevent this game from getting even uglier for OKC.
Another wave here from Reno.
And DeFonte does really well to force Haji back into pressure rather than let him go down the line.
Garcia taking a crack and too strong on that one as we head into about the final 10 minutes of regulation in this one. Bersano directing and sends it away. Gleedle able to win that one.
And great pressing from Sam Gleedle. Rossetti does well to get out of danger.
Alexi Bossetti. Ibiaga. Broken up by Lacroix.
Yeah, now Reno has space to run. A lot of numbers forward for OKC.
Here's Brian Brown. Gets around a defender. Finds a wide open Herzog, and once again, Lorendi sends it away.
Yeah, and Herzog will be disappointed with that one.
He's not out of the woods yet, though, as Gleedle tries to lead one in there for Brown, who's pushed from behind. He was shoved down by DeFont, but no whistle will come.
Yeah, and Herzog still beating himself up on that one. Really just an easy finish, but hits it right at Lorendi. Too much time to think about it, really.
Go corner kick for Seth Kasipley, who found the back of the net for the first time this year, back in the 51st minute.
Yeah, and Seth Kasipley overhits his corner kick again. Second time the second half, he hit it past everybody.
Reno trying to close out here in the final 8+ minutes. Looking to keep their season unbeaten.
Really good hold-up play from Brian Brown against DeFonte, but can't find Gleedle's run there.
OKC sends another wave. Nicely deflected there by Bosetti.
And Bosetti's appealing for a handball. Great run on the near post. It looked like he was going to grab a second one, but it deflects off a Reno defender.
Brown sends it over to Gleedle. Gleedle keeps it in play, gets it to Kisipli.
Great ball from Kisipli to find Brent Richards.
Richards centers. Herzog the bicycle and can't get it to go. Boy, Corey Herzog is due at this point. What a ball there from Richards, and not a bad try there going to the bicycle as he tried to deliver it into the left corner.
Yeah, he wants a goal here. Touch kind of lets him down, takes him away from goal, but goes for the spectacular and almost pulls it off. But that's 3 great chances for Corey Herzog now since coming on in the second half.
Janjigian with a slide there to cut off a center from Gordon. Here comes Reno on the counterattack. Haji over to Herzog. Not offsides. A wide open Gleedle. And Gleedle can't center it.
Yeah, Gleedle just gets that all wrong with acres of space. Herzog does really well picking up his head and seeing Gleedle on the top of the box alone. Gleedle just can't find the target though.
Whistle goes against OKC as we cross into the final 5 minutes. Another good day in goal for Bersano. Couldn't keep the clean sheet as Bosetti was able to find net in the 72nd minute. Reno a comfortable cushion at that point, having scored the first 3 goals of the match. Gordon taken down there, and that's going to be a whistle against Lacroix and a yellow card against Duke Lacroix.
Yeah, I think that's a smart professional foul by Duke Lacroix. Gordon does really well here. Gets past Lacroix, and Lacroix knows that there's danger. Just takes out the man, allows Reno to regroup.
Alexi Bosetti here in the 87th. Defended well there by Reno, and it'll be a goal kick coming up for Matt Bersano. And Reno will make a late substitution here. It'll be Sergio Rivas.
Yeah, the second round pick out of Seattle University for San Jose Earthquakes. Did not get picked up by the Earthquakes though, and signed with Reno 1868. Making his debut out here tonight.
Rivas, 21 years old, from Mexico. Scored 19 goals to 27 assists during his time at Seattle University. Here he comes. Keeps it alive. Almost connects. Kicked away again by Lorendi.
Yeah, not a bad first play for Reno 1868, huh? mazes past a sea of OKC defenders. His shot can't get past Lorendi, though.
I tell you what, Lorendi's given up 3 goals. Really not his fault. He has saved extremely well. I mean, he has prevented this from being a 5 or 6 goal evening for Reno.
And you can maybe argue that he should have done better on the Brian Brown goal, but even then, saw that way too late. And yeah, he's been excellent in the save on Lindo Mafeka early on. The 2 huge saves on Corey Herzog. Great performance, making it a respectable scoreline, at least for OKC Energy. Maybe question marks over a defense that has conceded 7 goals in their last 2 games, though. Team hasn't had a lot of luck in the Sierra Nevadas between the game last week in Sacramento and the game here in Reno.
Yeah, it's 11 goals now this season given up by OKC.
Just without Deshaun Brown, they haven't looked threatening enough in attack.
Reno, by comparison, has only yielded 5 goals this year. Little tussle there between Seymour as we go down to the final ticks here of regulation. See what kind of stoppage time, if any, gets added here as Janjigian clears. Into Alexi Bosetti, able to split the wickets against Richards, and Brent's there to take it back away. Now Seymour clears. And there will be 3 minutes of stoppage time. Brown collides there with Harris.
Yeah, Atiba Harris does really well there to read the danger and get across before Brown can take a touch towards goal.
Throw-in goes to Herzog. Being defended tightly in the corner. Trying to get away from 2 defenders, and it's stripped away.
Well, good passing from OKC to find Gordon going forward.
Gordon gets it past Lacroix, and that one is in. A late strike, and it's once again OKC. It's Isley who comes up, and now it's a 1-score game.
Yeah, and that's just a quality goal from OKC Energy there. Quick pass into Bosetti's feet, who right away finds Gordon through. Just a little 3rd-man run. Gordon finds Iseli's run. He makes no mistake there to make it 3-2.
Reno has needed every bit of cushion that they had in this one. They led 3-0. It is now 3-2. Reno took a 3-0 lead in the 56th minute. And here's OKC with another chance. And it goes to Gordon. And Gordon can't keep it in. Roughly a minute left as Reno tries to hang on for 3 points.
And Brent Richards is going to take his time on this throw. He's going to try to launch as far forward as he can. Reno are going to want to hold on to these precious last seconds.
Brown does well there to hold up play. Finds a wide open streaking Sam Gleedle.
And Sam Gleedle is just going to want to take this into the corner. Slows up Ibiaga before going there. Really well done from Gleedle here.
Really smart play from Gleedle, and then he gets it away from 2 defenders. That is some tremendous work from Sam Gleedle. And
Reno able to win it right back. Well done.
Here's Kisipli. Final ticks. Rivas. Rivas will hold it in the corner and sends it to the keeper.
And really mature final couple minutes for Reno 1868. Rather than going to goal, just seeing time out in the corner, running out the clock.
Play continuing here past stoppage. Bosetti gets in the box for Gordon, and Gordon finds the equalizer. You've got to be kidding me.
And OKC, down 3 goals, come back with 2 goals in stoppage time. And Gordon makes no mistake here, slots it past to make it 3-3 here in Reno. Unbelievable.
We had 3 minutes of stoppage, and at 3.5, they allow the goal kick to go. Are you surprised the whistle didn't come there?
It was at 93 minutes before Lorendi even took the goal kick. There hasn't been any time wasting outside the field of play. Yes, they brought the ball in the corner, but that's not time wasting. The ball is still in the field of play. Really surprising that the referee let it go past that 93 minutes. I thought for sure he would blow the whistle on the goal kick. Really surprising, but give credit to OKC for fighting back on this one. It looked like they were down and out. It looked like Reno was in cruise control, but then 2 late goals. And Ian Russell will not be happy about that. Even more heartbreaking than the 2-2 against Orange County, the first game of the season. Reno were 3-0 up and let in 3 goals and make it 3-3 here.
How in the world did that just happen?
Unbelievable, really. And give credit to this guy, Cody Lorendi, because really when it looked like Reno were running away with it, Lorendi made a couple huge saves, and that kept him in the game.
Reno will be sick about this one for a very long time. We have seen some painful finishes in this building over the last 3 years, but nothing like that. A 3-0 lead in the 56th minute. OKC gets on the board in the 72nd, and 2 goals in stoppage time, including one that I think will have a little controversy, because how are we seeing the ball being put into play? It was goal kicked by Lorendi in the 93rd minute, past that 93rd mark, and then headed back by Reno towards OKC, and still at that point, no whistle was blown, and to me, I can't understand that.
Yeah, I can't quite understand it either, especially, I mean, it is a minimum of 3 minutes, but there was no time wasting that could have added on extra time. Maybe the goal, but OKC immediately went back to the half line after that goal to make it 3-2, and play restarted very quickly. To allow time to go past is kind of questionable.
Well, this is when it's going to be a tough one to stomach. There were some bright spots, no doubt about it. One of them was Sam Gleedle, who came on after halftime. He scored in the 56th minute, and he is standing by with Julian Delgadio. Julian, how do we explain this one?
Yeah, definitely. Sam, definitely not the result you guys were hoping for. Your first goal, though, you've played here for 2 years. What did you see on that play?
Yeah, no, Corey picked up the ball in a good spot. Could have shot, but unselfish and decently easy finish. So, yeah, I'm happy with it.
What's just your initial thoughts on this game? I know it wasn't what you wanted.
Yeah, no, I thought we were the better team for most of the game, but again, in the closing minutes, we let things happen, and good teams will put us away, so not a good ending.
Definitely, but you put in the hard work. You finally get that ball in the back of the net after 2 years here. That's got to be kind of a pinch me moment to do it in front of this home crowd.
Yeah, no, it's great to do it at home, and I'm very happy for myself, but a little hard to be happy when the game ends like that.
Best of luck next time. Thanks. Up to you guys.
All right, a night I'm sure Sam Gleedle won't forget for many reasons. The first goal in USL play, but also a stunning collapse here down the stretch as Reno will have to settle for 1 point. 3-3, that's the final here inside Greater Nevada Field. We'll take a break and come back and wrap things up with our final thoughts after a quick break. Back inside Greater Nevada Field, and I think this one will take a long time for both the fans, players, and staff to process. Certainly an exciting finish, no doubt about that. And that's how it goes in this game sometimes. You have to play to that final whistle, and we thought that final whistle was going to come. Unfortunately, it came just a few seconds too late for Reno 1868, and I think to your point, again, credit to OKC for not giving up, and the Rendy for making some great saves to keep this game within reach. And we knew OKC had some firepower, and they could put something together. To me, Bosetti coming in at halftime, I think he really changed the entire dynamic. Him and Gordon were just tremendous down the stretch as they were able to pull away with 3 goals.
Yeah, a bit of a question mark seeing Bosetti not in the starting lineup, but he comes in and immediately makes an impact with the first goal, and then was just out there creating really a fantastic performance from Bosetti and fantastic comeback from OKC Energy. I imagine Steve Cook has to be delighted with their response. I mean, they looked so flat once they went 3-0 down, but once Bosetti put his goal in, you could see just that belief pick up, and they came back into it in a big way.
All right, let's go to the highlights, Colin. We'll start off in the first half. Reno was owning this game. Brian Brown gets on the scoreboard in the 29th minute as he scores his 4th of the year.
Yeah, Brian Brown, and then Seth Kasipli, 2 great finishes from outside the box.
Kasipli made it 2-0 in the 51st, and then Sam Galito, just heard from him, off of this setup from Herzog. He buries his first goal in USL play. But here come OKC. Starting in the 71st minute, it was Bosetti off a setup from Cato. There was Gordon, mentioned him being so strong down the stretch, finds Isley, and then the stunner. In the final moments, it's Gordon who gets past Lacroix and finds the back of the net with ticks left. And again, maybe even thought this one should have been over, but play was allowed to continue, and OKC took full advantage as they will come away with their first draw of the season. OKC goes to 2-1-1, and Reno, very disappointingly, will give up 2 points. 1 win and 3 draws on the year. Still not a defeat for this team, and that's something to be excited about. But when you look towards the end of the season, these are the kind of games you look back on and really rue some things that happened.
Yeah, and Ian Russell spoke about the game against Orange County being one of the most disappointing games in his career, letting in 2 late goals to tie it up. This you have to imagine even more so. 3-0 up, but letting 3 goals in, 2 in stoppage time, make it 3-3. Yes, undefeated, but 2 of those games really feel like 2 points lost.
A lot of soccer left this season, a lot of soccer here in downtown Reno. We are just getting started, and we will be back with you on April 20th as Reno 1868 will play host to New Mexico. Baseball season is just around the corner. You can see the diamond there, and they're going to get ready to convert this baby to baseball. Coming up on Tuesday night, the Reno Aces will take on the Nevada Wolfpack baseball team. And then a week from Tuesday, on the 9th of April, it is opening day here inside Greater Nevada Field. We'll have Reno Aces baseball for you on opening night and then every Thursday and Saturday during the regular season. Want to thank our entire production crew for all of their hard work here in this game tonight. For Colin Tabor, I'm Alex Margulies saying so long from Greater Nevada Field, a wild one and a 3-3 finish. Thanks so much for watching USL Championship Soccer action on Nevada Sports Net. Good night.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.